Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Respected colleagues, viewers, and my dear little champs of class 8th, hope you're all well. Hope you're all waiting on tenterhooks for the reopening of schools. That is the backbone and the jugular vein of our national strength. Inshallah, let's expect the announcement very soon. Let me tell you here today, I'm going to talk once again regarding your chapter number 4, that's entitled as Understanding the Laws. The subtopic which I am going to discuss today, that is the unpopular and the controversial laws. Are laws really unpopular or they really controversial in nature? Dear students, all these questions will be given a detailed answer today within this simple talk, within this short discussion, with taking into consideration the special case studies. But before I'm going to jump to discuss these things, let's have a brief recapitulation of what we have discussed in our previous lectures. We did talk on the definition of the laws. What are the laws? How laws are this? The written regulations for a country passed by a particular sovereign, and they govern the nation without any discrimination and without any prejudice. And they do laws apply to all? The answer was absolutely and apparently yes. They apply to everyone, every Tom, Dick and Harry of the nation, every common mass. It is implemented upon every common mass. So then I was talking about the case study of the special case, that's the domestic violence. When I discussed it to you people, the standing committee was formed in India in 2002, and lastly in 2005, this Domestic Violence Act was passed with the final assent. After a detailed and a comprehensive and a circumstantial manner, this act was passed in India, that this Domestic Violence Act, how to safeguard this domestic violence, how to prevent the women from this domestic violence. So it is a brief recapitulation. Let's move forward to discuss about the subtopic, that's the unpopular and the controversial laws. To understand the basic concept of the laws, what laws are actually. Dear students, now the question is here, can laws be declared unconstitutional? Absolutely yes. The laws can be declared unconstitutional if they are passed by the parliament. They can be declared illegal. They can be declared invalid. There is absolute scope to declare all those laws unconstitutional, illegal, and invalid. Now let's see the process, how these laws can be declared illegal and unconstitutional. The moment people will understand that these laws are framed unconstitutionally, or these laws hurt the sentiments and the emotions of the basic people, when they hurt the fundamental rights of the people. So let's see how this discussion takes place. First of all, the moment the law is passed, people start criticizing the same law via different sources. Media, the press meetings, the public opinions are taken into consideration. The pressure groups comes on the roads. They discuss things via articles, via meetings, via media. And they call all those laws repressive, and we can call those laws, dear students, the repressive laws. For example, let's take an example. If a municipal committee passes laws making hawking and street vending illegal, no doubt the hawkers and the vendors, they're the best persons who provide the chief service to the community, and there are a lot of the households depending upon them. But the moment the laws are passed to stop this hawking and the street vending, the people can come on the roads. They can protest against it for the livelihood of the different peoples. There's a concern of their survival. So still the courts have the option. They can have a check and balance to repeal that very law and to reframe that very law. So now we can say, according to this example, definitely the laws can be repressive, and all those laws which are repressive in nature, which are discriminatory in nature, which are prejudiced in nature, which hurts the sentiments and the emotions and the basic rights, fundamental rights of the individuals, definitely those laws can be declared null and void, or they can be amended, those laws, by the particular constitutional authority. So no law is absolute in nature. There is a scope, absolutely there is a scope via constitutional provisions we can amend all those very laws. Okay, dear students, let's have a look towards the screen. There's a picture of the lady. Her name is Rosa Parks. The name of the lady is Rosa Parks. She's an African American lady, African American. This African American lady Rosa Parks. Let's discuss her case as our next option to describe it, how the repressive laws can be repealed. She's an African American lady named Rosa Parks. She was living in America. Once upon a time, she was traveling via bus. She refused to give a seat for a white person, and her refusal marked the beginning of a civil rights movement in the United States in 1964. So her lady started a new wave in America against the civil rights, those laws which were repressive in nature. So he tries to challenge and reconstruct these things by challenging the white person to leave her seat for him. So in 1964, it led the beginning of a new movement which was simply called the Civil Rights Movement in 1964. And with the passage of time, her determination, her hell-bent approach led the formation of the Civil Rights Act in 1964, which led the end of the white domination, white priority and white superiority in America. So this is the way that the Indian nationalists also protest against the same thing, and they got the idea that really apparently the laws passed by the existing and incumbent government can be repealed, and the new laws can be framed the moment these repressive and these unpopular and controversial laws are passed by any absolute sovereignty within the state or within the country. So this was the basic essence of today's this brief talk to how the unpopular, the controversial laws can be repealed by the power of the people who can via different sources challenge the existing laws passed by the government via media and public meetings and protests and democratic through democratic means. So this was brief about this unpopular and controversial laws. By this talk, we have ended our chapter number 4. So let's meet in our next talk. Till then, just take care and Allah Hafiz.